Pigweed here. Today we review a homebrew and discuss curses. Well, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Pigweed. How's it going? How about some beer and conversation?
Well, sure. What are we drinking?
Well, I snuck this one past Chesterton. It's a homebrew.
Very good.
All
Very
right.
good.
Yeah.
Always
So
enjoy
what's
it.
on your mind?
Well, we keep a running ideas list.
Yeah.
And sometimes the ideas just stick around forever.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it just don't have that much to say.
Yeah.
But it's like not a bad idea. And
And we're
sometimes,
sort of waiting for something.
or I'm going, all right, I'm just going to lump this
Do
in a
it.
5 for 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
I got 5 minutes worth to say
Right.
about this, but I can't do a whole show.
Yeah.
Until this one got some legs.
All of a sudden, yeah.
And it is curses.
Yeah.
And you had it on there, but this is at Curses on Fiverr.
Yeah.
And, it's come to a head, and now it's time to
Yeah,
talk.
it is time to talk about it. But first, so this is a complicated beer. It's one of my classic crowd-pleasing beers that I decided to jack up a little bit. It started off as what I thought was a California Common,
Yeah.
which wasn't really a California Common. And eventually ended up just calling it Old Number 11 because it was 11 pounds of malt and 11 quarts of strike water and 11 quarts of sparge water.
Right.
So I said it's number 11. And then this time I decided I'm just going to jack up the hops and the malt a little bit more, make it a little stronger.
Right.
So that's what we got here.
So you're presenting this at the BJCP, and you forget to write down what category you're going to put it in. They taste it.
Yeah.
And what are they going? They're going to say this stronger version might be a barley wine almost.
Yeah, I would
But,
think that
the
they would
normal,
say strong ale.
The normal. Yeah,
I think strong ale would
Yeah.
be the
probably.
like an old ale.
Yeah.
You know that
Which
classification.
is malty. That's good. It's got malty aroma. Maybe even some slight butteriness, a little booziness.
Yeah, I think strong ale, something along those lines. It's a little light to be a barley wine, but that sort of family of beers. It's good. I like it.
I think it's great.
Yeah, yeah. And it's, it was a fun experiment to take one recipe and just kind of bump it up a little bit.
So you're saying it originally went on there because did you realize you could go on to Fiverr?
Yeah.
Now not everything's $5.
No,
right?
no. It started off that way,
Yeah.
but nowadays sort of the base thing is $5, but people charge $20, $50.
But
whatever.
you could get a curse on
Yeah.
somebody, and that seemed kind of funny and silly and
Yeah.
maybe worth 5 minutes, until Megyn Kelly
Yeah.
made a big deal about the fact that the feminist magazine Jezebel had wrote there was an article about somebody, I guess at the magazine, going on to Etsy.
Yeah,
which
the article's title was "We Paid Some Etsy Witches to Curse Charlie Kirk."
Okay, so, and it was all pretty. It's all pretty jokey. As a matter of fact, it even said that, right? It wasn't that Charlie Kirk's brake lines fail and he drives off of a cliff.
No, it was like he
that
wakes up with a big zit or something.
Big, a big zit on his nose. His jackets are suddenly 2 sizes too small.
Yeah.
His thumbs become too big for him to tweet.
Yeah.
One of his socks keeps falling down. I mean, it's all kind of silly.
It was silly.
And so
Megyn Kelly,
I'm inclined to agree with Megyn Kelly and be against whatever's going on at Jezebel.
Yeah.
But she took it all very seriously.
Yes.
And she ran down the timeline, and all of this happened. They said this was going to happen within 2 to 3 weeks, and it did. It was like 2.5 weeks after the
curse.
After the curse.
Yeah.
And
But isn't this sort of post hoc ergo propter hoc? After this, therefore, because of this. That,
yeah. And you know what? Jezebel took it down.
Yeah.
And I thought they're like, you know what? It was just supposed to be jokey and funny.
Yeah.
Under the circumstances, it's not funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
So
wasn't there a Mary Tyler Moore episode where she wrote a jokey obituary about somebody? So apparently, what they do in newspapers, or what they did back then. was you'd write obituaries on people who were still alive.
I bet they do.
Because
you got to be ready.
You got to be ready. So when they die, you can't go out and do all the research then, right? So you'd have these files on certain people. And she went into one file and wrote a bunch of jokey, silly stuff. And then he died. And that jokey, silly stuff got published as an obituary in the paper.
I don't remember that one, but I like it as an episode.
Yeah.
That's got Mary Tyler Moore all over
it. There you
go. But Megyn Kelly was fired up.
I know. She was all upset about it. And it bothered me on a bunch of different levels. I mean, on one level, it bothered me that she was making such a huge big deal out of this. And like, not that I want to defend Jezebel or defend anybody who would advertise curses on a site or anybody who would buy. I mean, I don't want to defend any of that. But it really was just kind of jokey, silly, stupid. And Megyn Kelly turns it into this big, oh my God, the devil is coming stuff.
So she's saying, look, Christians do believe in demons. Yeah. They do believe in, evil forces. Yeah. They do believe that people can tap into those things with a Ouija board or, I don't know, some magical stones or something.
Right.
And that Christians take this stuff very seriously. And almost the argument of not whether or not the curse was in itself effective, the fact that it's offensive to Christians who believe in this kind of thing to joke about.
Oh, well, that's a different angle.
Yeah.
That's a different angle.
Yeah. So she's like, look, Erica Kirk is the kind of person who would, find this very, it would be hurtful even if it's jokey, but
yes,
like you said, it's after the fact.
Yeah.
But that would take it seriously.
Yes. And that's the thing that, I mean, come on, do we really believe in curses? So that's part of the struggle is, aren't you making you're giving them too much credibility. You're giving them too much credit for this stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of weird gothy kids in the woods.
No, it's a bunch of fat feminists pretending to be witches is what it is.
Yeah, and you are and to give them the oxygen and the energy of fearing their powers.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like it's.
I don't fear your powers.
I don't fear your powers.
No, I really don't. Now, what that also got me into was this whole question of, demons and false gods and curses and all this other kind of stuff, and the idea, like, what should a Christian's attitude be towards those kinds of things?
But don't you get into, worrying about Ouija boards and Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Once you start going down that road.
You can go down that road where you start to be afraid of every little thing. Where, my parents bought some art from when they were down in Mexico. They bought a Mexican calendar and some other things. And, I know some people who were like, afraid that there were curses on these things. I'm like, it's just rock and wood.
It's just rock and metal and wood.
And what are you worried about? But there is the legit question: what should your attitude be towards these kinds of things? Right. And the funny thing is that there's kind of two traditions going on simultaneously in the Bible and in Christianity.
Okay.
The one tradition is sort of, you could summarize it with Elijah challenging the prophets of Baal. Okay. So Baal is this other god that was people in Israel were worshiping. And Elijah was like the only guy worshiping Yahweh. All right. So he challenges them. He says, okay, we're going to have a big contest. And both of them build altars. And he says, okay, I'll build an altar and you build an altar and we'll see which God comes and, takes it. So
Fair enough.
So
they go at this almost scientifically here.
Yeah, exactly. So the prophets of Baal build their big altar, and they scream and they mourn and they cut themselves and they cry and they yell.
Stuff.
Yeah. So they're trying to get Baal to respond to them, and Elijah mocks them. Yell a little louder. Maybe he's on the toilet.
Yeah.
And the whole attitude of the thing is there is no Baal.
Yeah.
The whole attitude is, you dummies, you're calling out to a God that doesn't even exist.
Right.
Like, cut this out.
Yeah.
So there's that theme very strongly in the Bible. That the gods of the heathens, it's wood and it's stone. Somebody goes out into the woods and
it's not like my God is stronger than your God. No,
it's your God that isn't even there.
Yes.
Right. So there's that perspective.
I like it.
But there's also another perspective, which is the trap of the false gods.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, you could turn this into a contradiction, where you try to say there are these two things in tension: the idea that there is no other God, or there are these demons and gods. Or if you were to try to harmonize it and try to make it work together, the other side of it is, look, there's nothing to a Ouija board, but
yes,
getting into a Ouija board can lead you into dark directions. Right. There's nothing to Baal.
No.
But getting into Baal can lead you in dark directions.
Yes. Participation, just because the curses don't work, doesn't mean that there isn't some damage caused by the participation in the belief that they might work.
Yes. I don't have to believe in Wicca to say, you really shouldn't fool around with that stuff.
Uh-huh.
No, it's nonsense. It's stupid stuff made up by...
Right. I'm not concerned. Look, your daughter, I'm not worried that you're going to conjure up demons that are going to enter the house. I just think you need to spend your time more productively.
Well, not only that, but the very act of getting into it...
Yeah.
Lends.
First, you're going to be hanging out with a bunch of weirdos, for one.
Yeah.
You're going to have...
And it's going to take you down a dark path. It's going to take you into... So this question of but then you also have the reality in the Gospels, they treat demons as being very real things.
Yeah.
Jesus is casting out demons. The apostles are casting out demons. Right. So there's definitely, maybe might be nice one time to have an exorcist on the show and talk about demons. But anyway, so there's also this attitude that there are real demons.
There are real demons. There is real existential evil in the world, like evil that is not just the result of bad people, but sort of existing as an energy in and of itself. I don't know. The belief in that, it conjures up.
Yes.
Conjures is the word.
Conjures up, yes.
Just negative, a negative view of the world, a belief that you can control, that you would want to control evil.
Yeah.
That you would have, that you could get the minions of Satan to act on your behalf.
Yes.
And that they're going to go hurt somebody.
Yeah. Even if you could do that, why in the world would you? But anyway, So there is this kind of tension, and I recognize that. And there's different ways to go through this question about curses and all that. Another example, another famous example of a curse in the Bible is when Israel comes out of Egypt, and they're going around and they're defeating all these other kings in these various battles. And one of the kings hires this prophet named Balaam to go out and curse Israel. And Balaam goes out to curse Israel, and every time he tries
who's hiring who?
Balak, I think, the king of some place. I don't remember.
Some
non-Israelite hires this so-called prophet to go out and with his little magical kit, with his Etsy magic
Fiverr curses,
Fiverr magical kit, and he hires Balaam to go out and curse Israel, and God says to Balaam, okay, fine, but you just say what I tell you to say. And he goes out, and every time he goes out to try to curse Israel, he ends up blessing them.
Okay. Why? Who takes the evil out of somebody and puts them in some pigs and runs them off a cliff?
Well, yeah, that's Jesus. So you have
right. But what is that story?
So there's this Gadarene demoniac. I think it's in the Gospel of Mark, where you have this guy who's possessed by all these demons, and Jesus is casting him out, and he says, who are you? He says, we're a legion. And for some reason, I don't understand this, we'll have to ask the exorcist, they say, send us into the herd of pigs.
Right.
So Jesus says, yeah, fine. And so all the demons go into the herd of pigs. The herd of pigs runs down the hill and drown themsells in the sea.
Okay.
It's a very strange story.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that. I don't know why the demons wanted to go into the pigs, but...
So, yes. I mean, so it's not like there's that Megyn is making up the real concern about real curses.
And there are a lot of Christians who are really worried about these kinds of things. Yeah. That's absolutely true, and I don't think they should be. I think that, yes, you should be concerned about getting into these kinds of things, being too obsessed with things that can lead you down a wrong path. But you shouldn't be concerned, like, that the trinket that you bought at the secondhand store has a curse on it, and somehow that's going to that seems to be going a little too far. And this idea, there's another side to this which we didn't get into. So after the Etsy witches put a curse on Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, what's her name?
Erica,
called a priest and had the priest come over and pray for Charlie.
In reaction to this?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So, I mean, okay, if you're concerned about that seems like a reasonable thing to do. But shouldn't you believe that the priest's prayers are more powerful than the witch's curses?
Yeah, don't you believe in the triumph of over evil, as we say?
It's kind of weird. I mean, the way Megyn Kelly was presenting it, it was like, here are these witches that cursed Charlie Kirk, and that was, not even a priest coming and praying over him changed anything. The witches are so powerful.
Yeah, which is just, some blue-haired, black lipstick weirdo somewhere.
Just pretending to do something.
Right, with some chicken bones and stones.
Yeah.
And you think if you're a genuine Christian who believes in those kinds of things, would also believe that prayer is a little stronger.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
You would hope so, yeah. So, I mean, the whole story is just, it's disturbing on multiple levels.
So I went to Fiverr.
Yeah.
There's a whole section called Astrology and Psychics. Mm-hmm. And the subcategories, you have spell casting, readings and channeling, Reiki and energy balance.
What is Reiki?
I don't know. It's an energy thing where there's a Reiki touch, which they don't actually touch you, but they just use their energies to realign your energies or something.
You know what that reminds me of? So
chakra stuff.
Michael Shermer episode where he was talking about this famous battle between these two spiritualists or whatever, who, like, one was at the top of the stairs and one was at the bottom of the stairs, and they're all throwing their spells at each other back and forth, and nothing happens. They're just both standing there throwing their spells at each other back and forth.
So on this page I saw, unfortunately did not see any negative cursing
that's nice.
that was available.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see I will cast a love spell with powerful white magic. I will cast a powerful bring lover back spell.
Okay.
I will love, and there's another love one. Here's a cleansing. I will remove curses.
There you go.
Evil eyes and bad magic.
Okay. Come
back to me, love spell again.
Yes.
Remove energy blockages.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
The Reiki, powerful Reiki energy healing session.
Sure.
For $25.
Yeah.
And tarot cards. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Etsy curse from Jezebel.
Yeah.
Then the Etsy person came back and said, for an extra $50, I can make this extra likely to happen.
I'll stick an extra salamander in the bowl.
they're just goofing along, playing with the house money, and they spent the extra $50.
Yeah,
they're like, as after a couple of weeks, they're like, where's my Charlie Kirk seems to be doing just fine. What's going on?
I haven't seen like one sleeve shorter than the other.
Yeah. That's what we were looking for, and then
yeah. I mean, imagine how bad you would feel.
Yes, and apparently they did.
Yeah, if you were the person who did this stupid prank, and then
I love to see Megyn getting fired up. I love it when she's a reserved Christian woman who sometimes gets so exercised. Yeah. She drops a couple of F-bombs and some GDs in there if it gets. I like to see her like that. This topic here did not.
Personally, I'd rather. Megyn
need some decorum.
Yeah, I'd rather she drop the language.
Now, what about Jezebel in the Bible?
Oh yeah, so Jezebel was an evil. It was King Ahab was involved with Jezebel, an opponent of. Yeah, well, that gets back to Elijah and the prophets Baal.
Okay.
So Jezebel was the one who was on the side of the prophets of Baal.
All right, and so this is right. So this is who these feminists choose to name
their magazine
after one of the real villains,
anti-heroes. Yeah.
Yeah. What is there for a female villain? Villainous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the one you chose. So
yeah.
Anyway,
it's kind of like I used to work with this lady who was a real piece of work, and in her crazy church, it was a church in. It was like
so stretched
to call it a church, but they decided at one of their events to have a event for cakes for the Queen of Heaven. As a thing for their... Okay, well, I thought she said that, cakes for the Queen of Heaven. I thought, that reminds me of something. Cakes for the Queen of Heaven. So I went back and I looked it up. It's in the book of Jeremiah. It's like some of the most nasty divine imprecations against people doing something is for people doing cakes for the Queen of Heaven. So what they did was they found... like the thing in the Bible that angered God the most.
Okay.
And decided, hey, let's do that.
That sounds like a fun night. What?
Yeah, why would they do that? But anyway, so how about this? You're walking down the street in D.C. and some homeless person just cusses you out, right? Says every word in the book. It says all kinds of nasty things about you. That doesn't make you feel good. Right? But you don't feel like some Ricky power has like attached to you or anything. Yeah. You just feel like, I feel bad. I mean, it's not nice when people say words like that to you.
And then you're like, considering the source, I guess.
You try to brush it off, but it still leaves a little bit of a mark, and it's not a pleasant experience. Even some crazy person yelling bad things at you kind of makes you feel bad.
I don't know, but if I got an Etsy email saying that some person, unnamed, had paid $50
to curse you,
to curse me,
and I can give you the counter curse.
No. I mean, just like, in terms of like walking by the homeless guy, would that make me feel bad?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Because there's no real interpersonal connection at all. It's just like an email.
Okay, so that's going on. And to have the sort of world view where then you start looking around and whenever you stub your toe or lose $5, wondering, is this related to the curse that's on you?
Yes, I know.
Can you imagine the world you live in?
I've met people who go down
interpret
that
kind of the simple things in life as
it's awful.
It's gotta be awful.
Always trying to find the crazy connection between this and that, and
it's that evil eye that's.
It's because I said this the other day, and that's why that's why I got a flat tire, or come on. I mean, It gets to be a bit much.
Yes, you need a little Michael Shermer skepticism on these matters. And
well, there is that old saying, often attributed to Chesterton, not this Chesterton, but the other one. When men cease to believe in God, they don't believe nothing; they believe anything.
Yeah. Yes.
And that is definitely a phenomenon where people who decide they don't believe in all this crazy religious stuff, and then they go and believe crazier
in magic and curses
and everything else. Yeah. Actually, maybe we could make some money on the side.
I mean, all right. Do you have to? I mean, I don't suppose there's any track record or anything.
You have to provide a certificate of authenticity.
Yes.
As approved by the board of witches.
Right, and just looking at what you're in for here, we got some cleansing that's only going to cost you $5, up to, let me see, tarot reading at 15. This one here, a powerful wish spell. I can make one wish come true, custom wish spell.
That sounds good.
So look, I mean, that's why it's so expensive. I can only do one. It's $50. That's why, but. It's almost guaranteed. Make a lover come back. Oh, make a lover. This one here, that's $55.
Okay. Yeah, well, it must be better.
Yeah, you're right. And if you really want it to happen, there's that $50 kicker that you can really make sure. What?
Anyway, Megyn Kelly, you're great. Love you, but this was too much.
And you can't justify by saying, well, if somebody else thinks it's serious, then therefore I am obligated to take it as seriously as they do.
Oh no,
not really.
There's always somebody going to take something seriously.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. I curse you.
Thanks so much for listening to Beer and Conversation with Pigweed and Crowhill. Remember to visit us at pigweedandcrowhill.com or send us an email at pigweedshow@gmail.com.